outraged beyond the pale. And we're going to start with Brian because Brian is always outraged. So we're going to start right over there. We're going to kick it over your way. What are you outraged about, my friend?
You know what? I don't know how outraged I am about this, but I have to be very honest. I'm surprised that the voters of New Bedford voted in that 4-year mayoral term. I really am. I thought that folks realized that you can vote the person back in after 2 years. But no. And then I looked at the whole thing. They want to keep a mayor for 4 years starting in 2019. But then look what else the voters did. Every incumbent is coming back. Mm-hmm. The voters of New Bedford, they don't want change. They want to keep things the way that they think everything is nice and rosy. They don't want to change what's going on. I'm not saying get rid of the mayor. I'm not saying get rid of every city councilor, every school committee member, but nothing changed.
Well, it makes the mayor's job even more powerful. It adds a lot more power to the mayor's job.
By the 4-year term.
Sure. And if you think that voting is apathetic now, there could be a real dip in between the two elections, where people don't have to go.
Is it possible that maybe people are satisfied with the way things are going? I mean, I wrote a blog about this yesterday. You had Mayor Mitchell here in New Bedford win by a landslide. Mayor Correa in Fall River won by a landslide. Mayor Hoy in Taunton ran unopposed. Is it possible that the people are satisfied with the direction the region is going in? And
certainly 30% of the registered voters are.
Well, why throw the bums out if you're satisfied? If you think the bums are doing a good job, why throw them out? You got to have a good reason to throw them out.
Who are you going to replace the bums with?
New bums.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, new bums. Oh, you got plenty of them. Just go by Market Basket and haul one or two off the corner, right?
Are they registered?
I don't know. Registered bums. So, all right, that's your outrage. What do you got, Phil?
Well, I'm really concerned about a court. Well, it's not a court case yet. It will be, hopefully, of a state trooper who stopped and arrested a woman for drunk driving. This woman happens to be the daughter of a judge, a very influential judge. And it seems like the good old boy system is back in action out in western Massachusetts, whereby he was asked to change the report. All right, he made the report, and then his commanding officer came down and said, "That isn't what happened. You have to put it this way." He says, "No." He says, "No, you do it or else." And so he is turning around and suing his supervisors for, obviously something that's illegal. And I think that we're going to see this open up a Pandora's box. So and I think you're going to see heads roll from further up the chain.
You mean somebody up above that officer wanted the report changed?
Absolutely.
And that officer
it comes down to this. Hello, Brian. This is so-and-so. I want you to do this. That's the old, old boy system.
That's steep.
And if that's the case, I think we have not only a Pandora's box, but a real good lawsuit.
All right, I've got one for you, too. The Massachusetts House yesterday voted 138 to 16 on House Bill 4009. And what this would do would ensure copay-less access to oral contraception for women in Massachusetts. In other words, an endless supply of contraception, birth control pills for women in Massachusetts that they do not have to even pay a copay on. And this is going to cost somewhere between $1.9 million and $5.7 million annually over the next 5 years, according to the Center for Health Information and Analysis. This is outrageous. You want birth control? Take pills all day long, but do it on your own dime, or at least pay a copay. Why should the taxpayers of Massachusetts have to subsidize this?
I agree with you, but my question would be, why did the legislature think that it was even necessary to bring this up? Is this something to do with Obamacare? Or why did this
actually
happen?
does. Actually, it does. So you're going a little bit deeper than I was going to go into, but the Trump administration had announced new rules last month that said would provide conscious protections to Americans with religious and moral objections to paying for health insurance coverage for contraception. So in other words, some of us in society may object to paying for birth control. And so that was stripped from Obamacare. So now the state is reacting by saying Trump had a hell of a lot of nerve doing that. So we're going to pay for it here on the local local level, and all of you taxpayers in Massachusetts are going to have to foot the bill for it.
Can I give you a peek preview of what my next outrage is going to be?
What's that?
To stop taxpayer-funded abortion in Massachusetts.
Well, don't we have that on the ballot coming up in 2018?
Not yet. Not unless we get our voices out
There's
there.
a bill on the 22nd of this month, I think, that is going to be heard that
That's
would
right.
Deal with that. Yeah, so
That's
there you go.
A sneak preview.
We're outraged. Hopefully you're outraged, too. Thanks for joining us, and we'll do it again next week.